Hello everybody, this is War Story Video Blog. I am Alex and here we are in LaGuardia Airport in New York, and I will meet my friend Bill Reno in few minutes, and it will be a wonderful day because we are going to okay, just see it, and it's better to see once than hear about it a lot of time.
Hello everybody! I actually flew into New York because I'm trading a Japanese sword for a 1988 Porsche Carrera Targa.
Wow. It's a car of dream.
Yeah, it really
Red
is.
one.
Red one, yeah, with a big whale tail on it.
I'm really excited, and thank you for this opportunity to show this deal, and I would like to ask our subscribers to vote under the video in comments about what is better: antique sword, Japanese sword, really historian piece, or red Porsche. But anyway, it's also almost antique.
Yeah.
What year is it?
1988.
Oh, let's go to see it. And before we start, we have to also meet my friend Dmitry.
Tired but excited, yeah.
Yeah, Dmitry with us. There was a really problem in JFK airport. A lot of police cars and one armored vehicle, police vehicle. You can see it on the screen. It looks like huge collapse. So we lost almost 4 hours for it, and that's why we have to stop now, and tomorrow we will see that red car and the car of a dream and the sword that here in this gun case.
Little ASMR.
Yeah, we just had breakfast and we are, how to say,
SS and S. Shower and shave.
we just left our hotel, and now we are going to go to the deal. What are you feeling?
Very excited. Very excited.
Dmitry! Where is he?
Dmitry! He got kidnapped.
Bill, there are a lot of parts.
Yeah, no.
You told that Porsche should be mint. A lot of crushed car, it's a bad sign.
Bad sign. No, this is the wrong place.
Right?
Here. Yep, right here. This is it.
It looks better.
Yeah, better. Go.
Much better. Here in garage we can see that car I told you, and that sword I told you. And Bill, could you tell us about sword? How valuable is it? And could you tell us story of it?
Yeah, so this sword here, I originally bought about 15 years ago from he was a gun dealer who actually had gotten it out of an estate, and I walked it through the restore. I had it restored in Japan. One of the top polishers polished it, and
I want to show you cockpit and all this electric stuff inside. The trim is great. We have electric seats, and you can go back and forth. It's normal for our days, but for 1988 it was unusual. Also, it has power windows. We can see here 2 buttons. Power mirrors also we can see here. This special joystick on the door. Power locks also we have here. Nice box, because if you open this stuff, probably you have some secrets. You have to hide interesting stuff on the door under the lid.
one of the top Sayashi made the Shirasaya for it. It's a kind of they call it like a more deluxe wood. It's kind of a darker Hanoki wood. And then on the Saya, the new Saya.
Cockpit looks so nice. We can see 5 gauges. Here we can see fuel level, oil temperature, temperature of engine. And on the right side, it's the oil pressure. In the middle, it's a main gauge here in cockpit. It's a tachometer, and we can see speedometer is a little bit smaller because it's not so important when you get in start. Mileage is 141,000 and a half. And also clock we can see here because it's a German car. For German car you have to be in time everywhere.
There's an attribution to Komihara, Bingo Komihara, and it talks about the blade and then the length. And then Mr. Tanobe Sayagaki, he is the former director of the MDTHK.
And this stuff is for cruise, and here we can see guide for it. And this one is unusual. It's mechanic, and there is accelerator cable. They just hold it in one position.
But what's interesting about this sword, it has the original Edo period Tachi mounts, which you don't typically, they've been separated from the swords over the year and sold off separately. Or when GIs brought swords back to the US, the family that turned in the sword, they kept the Koshirai, so they got separated.
Here we can see airflow controls and with different diffusers, and here is a climate control, but I don't think so it works with air conditioning, but it probably should be, and some trims had it. Here we can see original button for the lock. And also we can use these locks. It's also electric.
The Koshirai is a pretty special, you can see it's the 16 petal chrysanthemum. It might have been like a gift from somebody in the imperial household to another person. Typically daimyo would give gifts to one another when they were married, or they did a favor.
Door skin is leather and really nicely done, and here we can see also special secret locker. This stuff we can see glove box. It's not really big, but actually we can see here original stickers. This stuff for fire starter, and here we can see fog lights. Also lights we can switch off and on like that with this button. So it's really interesting and really cool inside, and I really love it. And how expensive this sword was in that period it has been produced, compared with just average one of that period in that time?
This was made in the Yamato tradition, in this school Komihara, and there were different levels of quality within that school. This is on the upper level of the quality, so it would have been made by a higher ranked smith, because you get a lot of in low quality blades, you get a lot of flaws and openings, stuff like that can happen.
Mounts, I really love it. All this phoenix still shining. That's cool.
Right.
So I'm not car viewer, but anyway, I like it really. I like this one so much because it's really close with antiques, because it's a collectible car. And by the way, let me show you bonnet and engine. It's really unusual also. For open bonnet we can pull this trigger and open it like a hood. And here we can see nothing except sport sway bar and fuses boxes. But anyway, this space for some stuff probably, or for Japanese sword, it fits here perfectly. Yeah. But if you drive in Porsche, you don't need a lot of luggage, you just need credit cards and stuff like that. But the hood in a rare part of car. For open the hood, we can pull this handle and open it. It's also easy because there is no special locks, because it's in a rear side. So here we can see engine. This one is 3.2 V6 engine, and it's like brand new view. It's not oily. There is no any problems that we can see here. There is no any holes. There is no hoses. Looks okay. Honestly, I don't know what is better, this sword or the car, because both of them are amazing, gorgeous, and actually this sword is just one of a kind,
You don't typically find them with the mounts either. That's another thing.
Yeah,
mounts
exactly.
and the swords were typically separated.
But for me, you can find probably the same sword, but not exactly the same,
Yeah.
And yeah, correct, these mounts are amazing because it's like one complete. We can see on K98 bayonets, if they're much in numbers,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
much more valuable. But here we can match in mounts with blade. That's
Yeah, and like I
amazing.
said, we're gonna have the mounts restored.
Yeah, and how much would it cost restored?
Like the Manuki, and to have the obituary made, the SEPA for the bottom suspension, probably, you know, the Manuki, the SEPA, maybe like $1,500. It'll be traditionally made, and then the wrap, maybe a couple of $100. The obituary is made out of doe skin, deer leather. That's maybe a couple of $100 more. And then there were little buttons.
So around 2,000 plus minus.
Probably, yeah.
For me, it's like level of Metropolitan Museum in in New York. I was there and saw the same stuff.
Yeah, and that stuff in the Met was collected in the 1890s. You know, this is probably originally it was knocking around in some veteran's closet.
And what does it mean? All these documents?
This is a paper
Japanese.
from the NBTHK Museum, and this just says Tokuho. The Sword Museum is actually a branch of the Bunkacho, the Ministry of Education, and so they're a government organization. And they Japanese swords and fittings, they offer what they call kanteisho or appraisals. It's not a monetary appraisal. Specifically, it's an appraisal of being whether worthy of preservation, exceptionally worthy of preservation. You know, that's kind of the ranking. But this particular sword, there's the bottom level is Hozan, then you've got Tokubetsu Hozan, and then above that you've got Juyo. And then the jump, the next level that you can take out of Japan is Tokubetsu Juyo. Above that, you cannot take it out of Japan. The 3 treasure categories. But this one is the second level, and I was told that it has a good possibility to go Juyo. I submitted it once, it didn't go, but the rule is submit it 3 times.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't go by the 3rd time, then it probably won't. But these papers are Tokubetsu Hozan, and it basically is a description. It says Tokuho and then the serial number for the paper, and then it's got the length of the blade. This is who they attributed it to, Ko Mihara. The rest of the information, you know, that the NBTHK, the date and so forth. And then the official seal of the NBTHK. And then they also, an interesting point, like the paper is watermarked. I don't know if you can see that in the picture. Kind of protect against forgery. You can see it on both sides.
So if you have sword with these papers, you like protect it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Yep.
But also it's dangerous because if you send them a really valuable sword, they can capture it.
Yeah, well,
if it's something like
if it was I think there's only about 5 or 6 left that are missing national treasures. But the Japanese wouldn't just confiscate it. Let's say
they will ask you to
sell it. Yeah, they would
cool.
compensate you for it. They wouldn't just confiscate it.
That's very interesting. And what is your feeling to trade this sword?
I've had it for 15 years. You know, you have mixed feelings when you have something you like.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm trading it. This car is literally, I've wanted to have one of these since I was probably 10 years old.
Exactly the same with me. I used to have the model, small scale model of this car.
911?
Yes, and when you sent me pictures, I was excited. Wow, cool! I have to film it. Actually, I also love this sword, so I didn't make decision what I like more. And because of that, we need you to decide. Please text comments under the video. What is better, this red Porsche or this really old and expensive, crazy expensive sword? So I am dying to try this car.
Yeah.
Great,
yeah, we'll do some videos driving it too. But make sure you like and subscribe.
Bill, how was your first driving?
Pretty cool. It sounds good. It rides real tight like a little race car. It's not like the new turbos. It's got a 3.2 liter 6-cylinder in it. I think they run about 200 horsepower, 250 horsepower.
And it looks like, wow.
Yeah, it's a dream car.
Can I try it?
Yeah.
That's why I'm
here. It starts right up the classic Porsche sound.
Yeah.
like
you can feel it.
feel the road.
Yeah, it's very close, like motorcycle, you know?
Yeah.
Motorcycle feeling when you can feel every curve and stuff like that.
I mean, new cars are great, right? They ride nice. They're everything. You're cushioned from everything. This is a different experience, right?
Yeah, exactly.
This is probably as close as you can get to like racing. Those cars are stripped down. They've got real tight, low suspensions.
And everybody respect you, you know?
Yeah.
We reached our destination. We just came to Connecticut and we did how many miles? 400?
Yeah,
300.
400.
400 miles on this car, and it's amazing. That's really cool.
It was nice. It's a nice, tight ride, like a little race car kind of.
Is it speed enough?
It's fast. You can burn rubber if you want, because it's a clutch. It's
Yeah.
not the fastest car in the world, but you know, it's a lot faster when you're riding it. You feel the road, the curves, everything.
It looks good and run well because we used to try it for several hundred miles and everything was perfect, and then, like Russian tradition. Previous owner told that the engine has been completely restored and G50 transmission also repaired, and new battery and new all stuff. So this one should be brand new condition, but we will see. I hope you reach your destination well. And I wish you. And I was surprised. MPG on this car is like average, something like 25 miles per gallon. We thought it could be 15 miles per gallon, but no, it's much more distance you can cover with the same gas tank. We didn't try it, but let's open it because it's Targa. It's like kind of convertible, so we can open it and try how it looks.
So this is the tool. Visor's down. Yep. That would be it. Yeah, that's it. Don't get my fat gosh. Previous owner never took this top off. Okay, ready? Set it right here.
Yeah, I think it's much better.
I think so too, actually.
Yeah, let's try it. Let's try it again, and probably I will make decision what is better for me, this one or Japanese sword, because I don't know really.
I think this one just made it.
So let's go. Oh wow. It's really amazing feeling to drive it, and here after getting some experience to drive it, you can do it easier, and this manual gearbox is really soft, and there is no any problems inside, and that's really cool. It feels like you drive in a race car, but it's very comfortable with the race car. It's smooth and just wow. That's really cool. So it's amazing feeling, and I can't believe I did it, and thank you, Bill, for opportunity to drive it. And this story inspired me, and this car inspired me because it's two sides of this deal. One guy have material, have knowledge and time to search items, and another guy who have this beautiful car, and it could be the car of a dream. This car probably cost from 25,000 to 60,000 probably with this market. That sort cost around 35,000, maybe more. So it's not correct to count it only in money. It's like a dream to dream. And we hope that you guys will attain your dream also. Thank you guys for your attention. Thank you for watching this video until the end, and press likes and subscribe button above this video. I hope you enjoyed. See you next time.
It's a lot cooler in here.
Yeah.